far this year with 3 power play goals on 4 attempts. Pass goes across. Over to Acosta. Acosta resets. 55 seconds to go here in the power play. Delamorte down to Durans. Durans cuts to the middle. Backhand. Knocked away by the Henry Ford goaltender, who's been looking pretty solid overall. Over to Delamorte. Delamorte back up top to Chow. Throws it down to Bradley. Over to Delamorte. To Durans. Shoots. Save. Looked like it was right in front. Might have been squeaked through the goaltender's pads. Just able to stop it, though. Costa comes in. 25 seconds to go here in the power play. Over to Bradley. Bradley drops it over to Delamorte. Down to Durans. Durans carries behind the net. Throws it up to Chow. Chow over to Bradley. Bradley over to Acosta. Too hot to handle. Sorry, that was Delamorte. Delamorte shoots off the pad. Gonna reset. 5 seconds to go here in the power play. Over to Acosta. Acosta carries in. Over to Bradley. Shoots wide of the net. Lions are gonna go 0 for 1 on the power play so far tonight. Lions coming in against a 2-on-1. Tipped in front. Chow able to get a stick on that. Knocks it away. Durans ties up the guy and knocks him away. Bradley able to gather it. Throws it up to Acosta. Acosta tries to gather it. Too hot to handle, though. The Lions are still trying to reset from their power play. Down low. Tipped in front. Bradley able to gather it. Chips it up to Delamorte. Delamorte in on a 1-on-1. Chow coming. Durans is the third man high. Chow comes in. Over to Delamorte. Delamorte tries to settle it. Looks like he was trying to go back to Durans. And the Henry Ford's going to get a whistle. 1:30 to go here in the period. Lions are up 5-0. Henry Ford's goalie's looking tired. He's having to do a lot of work. Majority of the play has been down in their zone this entire game, as the Lions have just been controlling the puck all game. Worcester takes the face-off. Ties it up. And unable to come away with it is the Lions. Going to go back to Henry Ford as the Lions go back in on the forecheck, though. And Bennett Blake picks it up. Over to Worcester. Worcester shoots off the post. Able to gather his own rebound, though. Comes around the backside of the net. Still using that body to protect it. Gonna just carry up top. Drops it off to Leafield. Leafield carries. Over to Bradley. Bradley starts coming in. Makes a move to the outside. Shoots! Shoots up high. Looks like it just rimmed out top. And going to go out of play with 58 seconds to go in the second period. Face-off coming to the left of the goaltender here. Worcester back in on the draw. Face-off tied up. Looks like the Henry Ford player just fell on it. Bennett Blake wins it back over to Bradley, though. And the Lions are going to get control with 50 seconds to go in the period. They got a couple more shots at it here if they want to do something. 40 seconds to go. Bradley starts skating up. Pushes it up to Worcester. Worcester back over to Bradley. Bradley over to Leaf. Controlled down low. Henry Ford gathers now. 33 seconds to go in the period. Back behind the net. Looks like they might just set up. Start coming up now. Pass up. Headband up. Carried to the outside. Cuts to the middle. Shoots. Blocked away by Chucky. Leafield drops it down to Bennett Blake. 15 to go. Over to Bradley. Over to Leaf. Up ahead. Leaf coming in with Worcester. Drop pass. Worcester carries out to the outside. Pushes it to the middle. Going to be taken away by Henry Ford with 5 seconds to go. Comes in. Bennett with a good step. It's going to be no shot, and that's going to be the end of the period here. Little scuffle in the bottom corner here between Bennett Blake and one of the Henry Ford players. But the Lions have a 5-0 lead going into the third period here. As we get ready for the third period here, Kerpo goes in for the draw. Lost. Taken back by Henry Ford, but Wadowski quickly in on the forecheck. These two are firecrackers. Just coming with so much speed and so aggressive. Speaking of which, Kerp grabs it. Kerp carries in. Tries going back to Duran to hit a skate though. Gonna throw it behind the net. Wadowski with good hands tips it down. Durans gathers it back and throws it over to Chow. Wadowski picks it up now. Makes a move around the first guy. Comes in. Tied up. Gonna throw it back over to Durans. Durans throws it over to Chow. Chow looking for Wadowski. Couldn't find him though. Throws it to Kerp. Kerp comes in. Off a play with Wadowski. Cuts to the middle. Aaron in front. And he's still able to gather it. Kerpo is. Throws it back to Durans. Durans back over to Chow. Chow carries up, stops, throws it over to Durans cross rink. Wadowski sets a pick. Nathan starts struggling it with it for a little bit, able to gather it though. Cuts to the middle. Over to Wadowski. Wadowski shoots. Block your save. Glove save. Blocked away. Pass goes cross rink. Thrown back into the zone here of Henry Ford. Wadowski in on the forecheck. Henry Ford trying to make a push here. Pass goes to the front. Blocked away by Lindenwood though. And Kerp's going to grab that loose puck and throw it back for Chow. Picks it up again. Chip pass to himself. Comes in. He's got Wadowski with him and Duran's up high. Comes in. Shoots. Off the post. Wadowski looked like it kicked off him into the goaltender. That's going to be a save. Good looks there for the Lions there from Wadowski and from Kerpo. We're going to get a full line change here. Delamorte, Worcester, Leafield, and Bradley out for the Lions. Delamorte takes a draw. Ties up with Henry Ford. Worcester gathers. Over to Leaf. Leaf trying to go between the legs. Lost it for a second. Puck comes back to the middle. Delamorte slips. And Delamorte back in on the forecheck. Push is pushed up. Helped out by Worcester. Still gathered. Thrown across. Leafield there now. Carried into the middle. Gonna push back. Controlled by Henry Ford. They're just trying to slow him down a little bit. They know they can't play the running gun with the Lions. Bradley tips it away. They're going to be gathered by Worcester. Worcester over to Leafield. Leafield comes in, shoots, and that's going to go in. Looks like it tipped up off the goaltender just past him and goes in and gives the Lions a 6-0 lead. Face-off taken by Delamorte. One back to Bradley. Bradley grabs it, throws it over to Worcester. Worcester sets up behind the net. Hits Delamorte on the breakout. Delamorte cuts to the middle. He's got an opening. Over to Leafield. Leafield on the forehand, gathered in front, saved by the goaltender. Goaltender was looking behind him like he had no idea where it was. Face-off coming to the right of the Henry Ford goaltender, taken by Delamorte. Worcester pressuring the puck. Going to be pushed ahead. Leafield gathers the loose puck, carries it around, chips it back behind the net for Worcester. As the leaf goes down on that wet floor from earlier. Worcester carries in. Over to Bradley, who chips it over to Delamorte. Delamorte still able to come out with it. Cuts to the middle, going to be tipped away. And Henry Ford's going to run into each other. Delamorte picks it up. He's got a chance now, comes in, cuts back to the middle, cuts again. Still trying to gather that loose puck. It just keeps bouncing on him. Spins back down low. All the way around. Cuts into the front to the middle for Chow. Pass it just too far in front of him. Going to be gathered by Bradley. Bradley sets up behind the net. Starts coming out now after burning the first guy. Bradley coming in on the shooter side. Cuts to the middle. Shoots. Puts it up top. Saved by the goaltender. Controlled by Worcester, though, behind the net. Worcester looking for an option. Only sees Bradley and just going to reset it. Worcester back to Chow, though. Chow spins back up top. Cuts down low. Throwing on the quick breaks. Down to Worcester. Worcester puts it in close. Saved by the goaltender or one of the blocked off the stick. It's going to be set up. Delamorte takes the body. Durant steps up. Back over to Delamorte. Delamorte comes in. Tries to go to Worcester. Blocked away by a skate. And Worcester still in on the forecheck. Delamorte comes in to help. Body play by Delamorte. Ties it up down low. But they're able to get away with it as Worcester was getting ready for a change. Pass comes in. Bennett Blake steps up for help. And the puck going to go out of play after being rifled away from the forecheck of Delamorte and Bennett Blake. 7:11 to go here in the third period. Your Lions lead 6-0 as they send out Blake, Wadowski, Chow, and Durans for this offensive zone faceoff. Faceoff coming to the left of the goalie. Wadowski's going to be the one taking it. Trying to win it back to Durans. Eventually gets there with a little help of Bennett Blake. And they gather it now. Durans comes in, drops it off to Bennett Blake. Shoots! Kicked away by the goaltender. Have Badowski on the back door there. Don't know if he saw it. Carries in now. Henry Ford tries to go through Duran's legs. He just locks it up. And Henry Ford controls back, sets it up. Pushes forward. So resets. Cross over to the rink. Chow in on the forecheck. Tries to scoop his pocket. Unable to gather it. Durans comes in now, helping out. Going to be tripped back by Bennett Blake. And Wadowski is going to pick it up behind the net. Just going to stop and reset. Gives it to Durans. Durans drops past to Wadowski. Wadowski over to Bennett Blake. Too far ahead. Good help by Durans coming back on the defense. Chow coming in on the forecheck now. They're going to throw it back behind the net. Bennett Blake coming in with him. Tries pinching it. Going to be LU puck for a second, but bouncing again. Bennett Blake in on the forecheck. Ties him up for a second. He spins out. Puck goes behind the net. Chow's going to be able to the one to grab it. Chow carries around. Throws up to Bennett Blake. Bounces over a stick. Duran's going to grab it with some light pressure. Turns up short. Durans carrying in. Cuts to the middle. Gets a stick tied up. Can't do anything with it. Cuts back to the middle. Over to Chow for the one-timer. Chow just couldn't get his hold of it. Chow spins off after getting held. Chow cuts around. Cuts to the middle. Tries to go between the legs. Can't do it. Puck comes to the middle. Chow still in on the forecheck. Gathers. Tries to go back in front after taking out a Henry Ford player. Puck goes back out up top. And Durans picks it up off the help of Krpeski. Durans carries in. Tries to go to Kerpo, back door. Picked up by Wadowski. Wadowski shoots. It's loose in front. Wadowski gets his own rebound. Buries it home. That's going to be a 7-0 lead for your Lions. Henry Ford going to call a timeout, try and preserve as much time as possible. A 7-goal lead is a running clock. 4:49 to go here. As soon as that puck drops, we'll have running clock the rest of the game, though. Face off at center after the goal from Wadowski, getting his own rebound. Kerp wins it back to Bradley. Bradley spins around. Just fully spins it around, throws it back behind the net to Kerpo. Kerpo chips it around, over to Leafield. Leafield back over to Kerpo. Kerp throws it back over to Bradley behind the net. Bradley chips it up to Delamorte. Delamorte coming in. Leaf goes in front, over to Kerp. Kerp tries cutting through, can't get it around. Delamorte in on the forecheck, bodies. Throws it in front to Leaf. Tipped away by Henry Ford, but Leaf's able to gather it. Chips ahead to Delamorte. Delamorte spins back, looking for an opening. Pushes ahead to Leaf. Leaf coming in. Goes short side, off the post, and out of play. After that puck went out of play, it went directly into the wall, ripping a hole in it. Delamorte takes the faceoff, controlled back to Bradley with the help of Kerp. Thrown in front by Brads. Back down below. Kerp ties it up. Delamorte in on the forecheck again. Puck's going to come all the way out. Leafield's going to go pick it up. Leaf comes back behind the net, spins back and throws it back to Bradley. Bradley carries up and resets. Bradley chips it back to Delamorte behind the net. Delamorte coming in with some speed. He's got an opening. Cuts the middle, shoots off the paddle. Kerp gathers the rebound, chips it around the Henry Ford defender. Starts coming back up top, looks for the guy back door. That's Delamorte. Delamorte cuts to the middle, over to Bradley. Bradley shoots off the blocker. Henry Ford is going to start coming in. They got a one-on-one with Kerp back checking. Shot saved by Chuck. The Henry Ford bench is celebrating getting the shot off. Leaf coming in now. Over to Delamorte, shoots one-timer, blocked away by Henry Ford. Kerp still battling here. Henry Ford carries in against Bradley. Bradley able to block that shot. Leafield carries around the back of the net, chips it up to Kerpo. Kerp chips it over to Bradley. Back over to Leafield. A little too far, going to go all the way down. Delamorte still in on that forecheck. Putting some pressure on, making him move the puck. Kerp comes in to help now. Chipped ahead. Chow steps up for a second, cuts to the middle, shoots! Save in front. Controlled by Henry Ford after it pops out all the way. 2 minutes left to go in the game here. Delamorte and Kerp still on the forecheck. Delamorte gets it for a second. Regathered by Henry Ford. They reset behind the net again. Pass across the front. Delamorte steps in. Gets him for a second. He's able to battle through. Henry Ford coming in now on the right side. Looks like he slipped a little bit. Durans with the defense. And that's going to be saved by Chucky. Minute 30 to go here in the game. 7-0 lead for your Lindenwood Lions. Puck carried in by Henry Ford. Cuts down low. Resets across. Tries to make a move around Durans. Durans says, get that out of here, and gathers it up. Chips it up to Chow. Chow coming in with Kerp. Fakes the shot. Gets a little pass. Durans in the slot. Still gathering. Durans dancing around. And loses the puck over to Henry Ford. Henry Ford is starting to come in. Worcester steps up. Big body. Gets the puck away from Henry Ford. 35 seconds to go in the period. Over to Durans. Durans coming in now. Pass over to Kerp in front. Tied up in front. Puck still there. Gathered by Durans. Who gives it off to Worcester? Worcester gathers. Looking for Kerp in front. Can't find the seam yet. Still looking in front. Gathers over to Durans. Over to Kerp. Kerp gathers. Throws it 5-hole. Just trying to kill time. 15 seconds to go. Henry Ford's goalie seems to have quit. Glove save. 10 seconds to go, and that's most likely going to do it here. So your Lindenwood Lions win this game 7-0 over Henry Ford. We'll be back in action tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with AA Black taking on Ohio State AA.